He's trying to attack Jeremy finishing his set.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I have no clue. But we're on 4 balls, and they're balls and a red card.
I actually don't think we get a red card today.
I reckon, right.
I
I
can't see.
would love to get this stuff back. You understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Will be.
that has happened. One more one for the
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Celebration. That Parkway fine seems like it's very it's good to be celebration. What's been a tough year? Yeah. We have a long season.
Who's going on again? Let's go!
Are you good to go here?
I'll be keeping updated with that.
Go!
Yeah.
Me, so.
Always. I just Right, Connor, off you go. Time's ready. We will.
And we're about to go.
Yeah, go on.
Hey!
Special moments and some bad moments probably along the way throughout the game. Always been up, as always says, actually so hot for this afternoon in terms of what's going on. The final playoff phase to be.
I say, why are you all good luck?
At the time,
You'll be timed perfectly for music.
The final relegation.
He really has. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Your two teams, Parkway, and your one, your only, Gospel Borough.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gosport Radio. For the final time this season, we're bringing you live coverage here from the AI Stadium. It's Gosport Borough versus Plymouth Parkway, and this is how the visitors line up today. A change of goalkeepers: number 1, Freddie Harvey Lamar; 2, Jack Veal; 4, Ryan Brett; 5, Taylor Scarf; 6, Jensen Island; 7, Mikey Williams, also back on this side today; 10, Leedham Parkway, Rio Garside; 11, James Watts Barcela; 12, Reese Thompson; 15, Toby Down; and 20, Carly Garside. And then as for Gosport Borough, Henry Blackledge does return to goal, replacing Lucas Fox. 2, Jack Fox; 6, Charlie Basmer; 8, Adam Tommaso; 9, Dan Wooden; 14, Jack Bagnall; 19, Hisham Cassidy; 20, Michael Fernandez; 21, Ben Greenwood; and 22, Joe Osler. It's Gosport Borough in their yellow and blue, shooting from right to left, and Plymouth Parkway in a dark blue, nearly black, with a hybrid of yellow just running across the shirts, and they're going to be shooting from my left to right. Well, Gosport have been on the back of 2 consecutive away wins, but can they keep that form running coming into today's home clash? Obviously, a lot of change, which we will be talking about and addressing in this broadcast, since we did bring you live coverage here at the AI Stadium last time. As the 2 captains just meeting in the middle, Rio Garside exchanging a handshake with Daniel Wooden. The 2 skippers leading the sides today. And I must say, what a day we have for you. The sun shining down here at the AI Stadium. And from where both teams play in yellow normally, we're seeing a lot of yellow dotted around here at the AI Stadium. And to be fair, if any Plymouth fans are listening to this, I've got to say, you have brought your support in numbers. I can see lots of Plymouth Parkway shirts and a lot of Plymouth flags being waved here at the AI Stadium. And alongside me for this one is my co-commentator, Jeremy Fox. Jeremy, how good does it feel to be back for the final time this season?
Yeah, good afternoon, James. Good afternoon, listeners. Good afternoon, one and all. Thanks for tuning in for the last time this season. Yeah, it's lovely today because there's no pressure. There's just 2 teams who have got nothing riding on the game, so it should just mean a nice, relaxed game this afternoon. both teams will want to win. Of course they will. Let's not be silly. But I think that they'll play with expression, with a bit of freedom. And it should just, I think it'll be a better game as a result. But certainly, I think the pressure games are elsewhere in this division, James, and it's going to be interesting keeping an eye on those this afternoon.
Well, we will keep you updated with all the scores in the Summer League. As Jeremy said, there are a few tasty ones, and it comes at the top and bottom of the table. Let's start with the bottom first of all, as there could be a little bit of a relegation battle between Evesham and Weymouth, potentially Yate as well. Who do you see going down today, Jeremy?
I think the odds are against Evesham, if I'm honest, because Weymouth are bang up for their trip to Berkhamsted, but Berkhamsted need to win to make sure they get in the playoffs. So really, that is a massive one-game shootout up there in Buckinghamshire, isn't it?
It sure is.
But I have a feeling that Weymouth will sneak it. It's just a gut feeling. And Evesham, who are, I think they're at Taunton, I think. So that's a tough one for them. Taunton, mind you, has secured survival in the week. Parkway corner.
Well, before we tell you about the other scores, Parkway have taken the early lead from the corner, and it's Jack Field who's headed in at the back post to give Plymouth Parkway the lead inside the first minute of the game.
Okay.
Completely caught Gossip off guard, and Parkway
scorer number 2.
had to travel a far way to get here. What a start that is to give to the travelling fans, Jeremy.
I have a horrible feeling of deja vu there, James, that Gosport have always been susceptible to switching off at set pieces throughout the season, and they've just been done again, haven't they? But take nothing away from Veal. He was in the right place at the right time. And it was a bit chaotic for Gosport, really. But Plymouth, they'll be happy with that. They'll be happy with that. Right, so James is already having to update social media with a goal. Who expected that after just 1 minute and 42 seconds? But never mind. So Gosport now have to respond, really. But the difference today is they're going to finish 8th. It doesn't matter if they win. They're not going to climb up into the next rung above because the goal difference isn't good enough. Ball over the top to Wooden. What can he do? He can't quite control. So Plymouth will get it away with Carlo Garside. And now we have Scarf just playing keep ball with Garside. And Plymouth in their chain strip of navy blue with yellow stripes are just quite relaxed in possession here. They already have the goal. And as I said in my first link, both teams can relax. But I think Gosport took that to the extremes in the first 2 minutes, if I'm honest with you. So yes, if looking as far as Gosport Borough are concerned, they can't climb up, they can't go drop down. They will finish 8th no matter what today, James.
With there being nothing on the line today, do you think this could be a game that will see a lot of goals?
I hope so, because wouldn't it just be good to have that entertainment?
It would. We've been missing it, haven't we?
It'd be great.
Michael Fernandez storming forward for Gosport, a through ball pushed forward. Bagnall looking to run on to the end of it. But in the end, new goalkeeper Harvey Lamar coming out to gather. No real nerves there, despite only coming into the squad today.
Why should there be? I think if this was a big relegation 6-pointer and we've got another injury, Gosport had a horrific luck of injuries, and it's Alan Tommaso. Gosport and injuries this season have not had a good time of it. People can say what they like about Glenn House, but he never was once able to put his strongest 11 out there.
Well, I've seen even in our kit man, John, receiving a pretty bad injury on crutches down in the dugouts today. Jeremy can tell you that story. It's quite a funny one.
Yeah, John Aberley, the borough kitman, while Tommaso's being treated, I saw him at Brockers Gate, the shopping centre, on Monday. And he was on crutches. What have you done? And they came back from Evesham last Saturday, and they got back after dark. And as people know, that the connecting driveway that leads to the stadium from Privet Road is a little bit rutted, shall we say? Yeah. With 1 or 2 potholes. John stepped down off the bus, straight into a pothole. His ankle took the whole of the weight, and it just twisted. He broke it.
Good corner.
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that just sums up our injury crisis as a whole.
It's mad. The number of players that are down here today watching but can't play because of injury. There's only one suspension, that of Harvey Root.
Yeah.
Because he was sent off against Yale a fortnight ago. But other than that, it's all injuries.
Well, I suppose it has given the opportunity for a number of youngsters to be given the opportunity today. And let's take a look at one of them now. Jack Bagnall really has taken his opportunity well.
Yeah, he's just made a good run there a few moments ago when the ball was played over the top. I'll tell you what, he'll be dreaming of scoring in front of a crowd that's probably not quite 1,000, but not far short of it.
Certainly, a play has resumed back here at the AI Stadium as Plymouth Parkway come forward down the left-hand side. Scarf firing the ball long into the Gosport half, with forward Joe Oster on the far side, just glancing it out of play, out for a deep Plymouth Parkway throw-in on the far side. And if you are just tuning in, 5 minutes played in this first half, and unbelievably, it is Plymouth Parkway who took the early lead just a minute into this game. Jack Field getting onto a corner and heading in from close range to give Parkway the lead in this one. And they're coming down the left-hand side once again. But this time, Jack Fox, I thought he was going to usher it out of play, but instead leaving it and passing back to goalkeeper Henry Blackledge, who does return back to the starting 11. He did play last week, but to be fair, he's been out for a fair bit after breaking his finger against Basingstoke in a cup game. Lucas Thomas took his place, not featured today, but I must say, I have been heavily impressed with both the Luton Town loanies.
They've been brilliant. They've been absolutely brilliant. And Blackledge in particular, yeah, I can't thank them enough.
Well, Bagnall coming down the right-hand side after snatching the ball. Hisham Kasamu maybe through on goal here. Can he keep on his feet? He goes down. Gosport looking to hit it back. In the end, lots of players falling to the floor. The referee saw a Plymouth player go down. I think it was under the force of Dan Woodard. Hisham Kasamu just couldn't keep on his feet.
He tried, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did try, but eventually went over. Never a penalty. Was never really a claim for one.
No.
It's just one of those things, wasn't it?
Went down more on his own there, if anything.
Yep, that's it.
As a result, Plymouth Parkway will get it restarted through their goalkeeper Harvey Lamar. And I wonder if there has been any score updates in the Southern League, aside from the one here at the AEI Stadium.
Well, only goals so far in the entire division.
It literally is here.
Yeah, that's mad.
Well, that just sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe we're a curse watching Gospel. Every time they seem to play away, they actually seem to be all right.
Yeah, someone posted on social media yesterday, didn't they, about home and away form. And it just the way it goes sometimes, you know, sometimes teams are just naturally suited to playing away from home better than they are at home.
Why do you think they have struggled then this season at
Well,
home?
I have a feeling that actually it's a backhanded compliment to Borough because teams come here and they see it as a scout. You know, you've got 1,000 fans here most weeks. People generally regard this place as a difficult place to come.
Yeah.
And so they change their tactics, they raise their game, and they see Gosport away as a scalp. And I'm not being egotistical, that is a fact from the feedback that I've had. So they come here and they win, it is a genuine achievement. And that's why I think we've struggled at home largely compared with our away form, where we're the ones that can play with expansion.
Plymouth Parkway are breaking down the centre, although it was their number 10 gifting it straight into Jordan Stepney. Although I think the last touch has come of Gospel, I want to say, on the near side. After it going out for a Plymouth Parkway throw, the referee has awarded just by Mark Summerhill and Zach Sharp's dugout. The two new joint managers, after it was announced a few weeks ago that Glenn Howes would be departing the club. We will speak about that before, though. Plymouth Parkway firing across. It's been well gathered though by Henry Blackledge. But Jeremy, going back to that point, Glenn Howes being more or less sacked from his role, departing the club. What do you make of all of that?
Very hard to talk about the circumstances there. I think a parting of the ways, this is my opinion only, so please don't read into it anymore. I think a parting of the ways was coming. But that's just my opinion. What I didn't expect was for it to be before the end of the season.
Yeah.
Because to have that happen with 3 games to go is highly unusual. Especially as by then our season was actually it wasn't actually done, it was done. In the sense that we were trying to reach the playoffs, we didn't. And Glenn, for whatever reason, went. And suddenly, it was quick, it was sudden, there wasn't a warning about it. So yeah, thoughts now turn to who might succeed him. And the next few days, I think, are going to be critical in that regard.
Do you think Zach Sharp has a good chance of maintaining that?
Well, he's done a great apprenticeship here over the last few games, and not just that, but the work he's done with the under-18s shows you how good a coach he is. Just watching Parkway on the attack again.
Yeah, ball coming into the danger zone. It's going to drop to Brett. He was lining up a shot, but it was well charged down there by Jack Fox. Back to you, Jeremy.
Yeah, I was just saying that the work he's done with the under-18s shows you what a fine coach he is. Mark Summerhill sort of had to step into the breach a couple of times. certainly the first time after Joe Lee and Pat Sarachi departed last season,
Yeah.
and the second time after Glenn went this season. But he's always been there or thereabouts, Mark. And one option for the club is to retain these two if they want to and it's feasible, or they might go for a total change. We really don't know what's in the chairman's head. He's just sat just below us. Who knows what's in his mind?
A very exciting time at Borough with this summer. A lot of transformation by going back to this game. Gosport coming down the left-hand side with Hisham Kasmu. Forward pass into Michael Fernandez. Good footwork down the left-hand side. Sees him skip past one of the Garside brothers. And in the end, when he decided to throw in, I think he did well there, Michael, in that position.
Yeah, definitely. Fernandez has been up and down for me this season. There's no doubt that when he's on it, there is no better player in this division. When he's at his absolute best, he's unplayable. But then we sort of see him as a shadow of his former self sometimes. So sometimes I just don't know which one's going to turn up. But that being said, you'd rather have him than not because he is such an outstanding player.
It's gone all the way back to Blackledge. It was being chased down by Thompson. The Australian goalkeeper kept his nerve. Didn't really want to take any risks, didn't want to pass it, instead just smashing it forward and out for a Plymouth Parkway throw-in. I'd say bang on line with the halfway line, actually.
Yeah.
It's going to be taken by goal scorer Veal, and if you are just tuning in, 11 minutes now played in this first half. You're listening to Gosport Radio, and it is Plymouth Parkway leading by a goal to nil. As down, looking to come down the left-hand side. He wants to go inside it, falls to Garside. Picked up by Brett. And Plymouth Parkway just want to keep it down this left-hand side. It returns back to Brett, who goes for a diagonal cross, being chased down by the 16. And now a pace battle between Ben Greenwood and Garside before Ben Greenwood smashing it forward with his left foot. And it drops to Adam Tommaso in the centre of the park, brought down. Jordan Stepney, 18 yards outside his own goal. And you may be able to hear the drums that have just started here at the AI Stadium, getting behind the Gosport boys today. And I must say, once again, it's a great attendance for our final day here at the AI Stadium.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite 1,000. I'm happy to be proved wrong, but I don't think we're quite there. But I reckon we're up around the 800 minutes, personally.
Michael Fernandez brought down Garside, the aggressor there, not happy that he gave away the foul. And it has resumed, and there has been a big goal in the relegation battle. Yate Town lead away to Havant and Waterlooville. It's Rex Mannings on 8 minutes. But what a big goal that could be with the relegation battle. We will return back to that. But Gosport have the ball down the right-hand side. Castamu going centre into Adam Tommaso, but Garside overturns it, now striding forward. He wants to feed the ball forward. In the end, it's well read, though, by Joe Oster, going all the way back into Henry Blackledge in goal for Gosport. Jeremy, let's return back to that goal. How good could that be for Yate Town?
That dispels any doubt of Yates being dragged into the relegation battle. And not that I think they would. I think they'd already done enough, but that will absolutely just rubber stamp their survival. Excuse me. So that's a big goal for them. But the game we are watching is that one at Berkhamsted, because that is the one that has a direct impact on both the playoff and the relegation issues. No goals there at the moment, James, but that is going to be massive.
We will be keeping you updated with all the scores in the Southern League as Parkway looks to take it down the right-hand side. Through Thompson, he gets it back into Garside. Garside wanted to chip it over the Gosport midfield. I'm pretty sure it has gone out for a Plymouth Parkway throw-in. It doesn't look like it.
No, it looks like the game's been delayed. Which actually gives Sholing a real advantage.
I was going to say, do you think that's...
Yeah, that's played into their hands, because they'll know what they have to do, because they're behind. If that game hasn't started, then that is...
No, it's not in their hands today, is it, Showlands?
No, but, if they know what Berkhamsted have done...
Well, it'd be very interesting. And once again, that's why it's such a big game in the Southern League. And if Berkhamsted can nail down that final playoff spot, that's a shock, but it'd be great for them.
Is it underway?
The number 12 coming forward, and he just glanced past 3 players there. In the end, pushing a shot into the front post. Henry Blackledge needed to react there to send it out for a corner ball.
Yeah,
Parkway do have a corner. They scored from their first in the game, and they doubled their lead with their second. But yeah, it was great work there from Thompson to win his side of corner. And now they've got Gosport. We're going to have to defend one here. We couldn't defend the first one very well. And similar to the first one, Parkway are putting all their players towards the back post. The corner comes in towards the front, steered away by Ben Greenwood. A good clearance, that. But yeah, I wanted to be precautious. Just hitting it out with the right boot.
Yeah.
Oh, full came off from Greenwood, so it must have gone out. Well, play restarted anyway, with Jordan Stepney just outside his own area. Left-footed chip ball. Now Adam Tommaso looking to run onto the end of it, into Bagnall. The young midfielder brushing the pass across into Fox. And it's interesting to see players like Jack Fox return, who weren't really given a chance with Gosport this season, but they've worked their way into the team once again through injury crisis.
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity to showcase what they can do and what they're willing to do. Certainly, because as you say, Gosport have got such a long injury list, but it doesn't matter for them. It's an opportunity, and it's a good one.
For sure.
Say that Jack Fox has an outstanding game today, and he makes a really critical goal-saving tackle. That's what people are going to remember going forward. And whoever the managers are coming in next season are going to be looking at what they've got, and they're going to be talking to these guys down here, Mark and Zach. He's a great prospect. He's only a young player, but he can deliver so much more. Then that stands him in great stead to re-sign for next season.
Exactly. As Parkway chip a ball forward, goes straight into Stepney, who nods it forward. And the ball yo-yoing between the two teams. And if you are just tuning in, 16 minutes now on the clock. Parkway leading by an early goal to nil. It was Phil who headed Parkway into the lead here. And aside from that one opportunity, yet to really see any goalkeeper really being tested yet.
Yeah, there's not been a lot of goalmouth action other than the goal from Beale inside 90 seconds, really. But I'd like to think that the tone of the game will improve. But at the moment, it's just literally sort of quite passive, isn't it? It's quite relaxed.
It sure is.
Hanwell are ahead. Oh, Scholing have taken the lead.
Sam Magri with a goal as well. Well, once again, Scholing taking that lead. Does that take them ahead of Berkhamsted?
It won't unless Berkhamsted fall behind.
Wow.
Because Berkhamsted are 0-0 with Weymouth, so at the moment that's enough. But Scholing are breathing right down the back of their neck now, though.
And again,
there's no mistake.
So easy for Weymouth to get something out of that.
Yeah, that's right. They need to. Well, at the moment they're doing enough. They're doing enough. As long as they get a 0-0 draw and Berkhamsted, they are fine. They're safe. And it'll be Eastern that go down with the other three.
Do you think that would have been Weymouth's game plan going into today? Just really try and nullify the fact that Berkhamsted.
Yeah, because they will know that Berkhamsted have had a fantastic season. They've been in great form. And they know that they need the result for the playoffs. So as much as they need the result to stay up, they're going to think, well, when a gate crash way past.
So 0-0 favour both teams for this.
Yes.
Oh wow.
So you don't want like an Angelus agreement, do you? Where they, because that would just be dead dull for everyone to watch. But yes, a 0-0 draw would favour both sides.
I can see that being very similar to just
I
match.
think
Just
if you
three
get to
teams.
the last 15-20 minutes and it's still 0-0, then both sides might just start playing to settle for that. But we're not there yet.
Well, in other goals in the Southern League, Bracknell away to Wimborne have taken the lead through Giovanni McGregor on 19 minutes. And Farnham, they've had a great last 5 minutes. Bobby Joe Taylor and Reece Murphy both netting away for Farnham against Tiverton.
Yeah, Tiverton are far away adrift at the bottom, and Farnham, I think, are going to have. I think they're going to finish 6 seconds. I think
It looks like it. If they can hang on to the lead.
so. They'll have the Berkhamsted at home on Tuesday in the playoffs,
Yeah.
as things stand.
I mean, that could be quite interesting in the playoffs. But you want to talk about that.
Gloucester against Poole in the other one potentially.
I think that will be the best one.
Oh, yeah.
Who would you like to see go up with Alton? Yeah, I phone
Tough one, because any one of those four teams could do it. Playoffs are anyone's. They're a lottery. You know, they're one-off matches. So what you've done in the 42 games this season matters nothing. It just doesn't matter. Come cut ties. So anyone, I mean, Gloucester thought they were going to get it last season, didn't, lost in the final. Paul could pull it off, Joe and Pat, and get the promotion they crave. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see how it plays out.
A very interesting time in the Southern League. Plymouth Parkway have possession just outside the Gosport box. Charlie Basma hacking it away to Downwooden on the halfway line, who does well to bring it down. Adam Tommaso scooping it over. It's going to be gathered by Scarf, who has to track back to get possession. In line with the 18-yard box, now being chased down by Downwooden, who leads Gosport today. It's gone all the way back into Harvey Lamar, who goes left into Ireland, tracking back for Parkway. And Jensen Ireland arrived from Parkway, having climbed the academy ranks with Plymouth Argyle. One of the number of Plymouth Parkway players today who has represented Argyle at some point. But I suppose, actually, yeah, more or less Argyle in disguise, really, isn't it, with this Parkway side?
I mean, the two grounds are only a couple of miles apart, aren't they? Beneath those in the north of the city, and home park sort of just outside the city centre, but only a couple of miles separate.
It goes in your favour, though, when you're probably one of the few non-league sides around that sort of area.
Yeah.
Easier to pull in that sort of talent.
It is and it isn't. So yeah, you've got, because you know, outside that pool of players, you're then having to attract players down from the Exeter area or up from Cornwall.
Yeah.
And the Cornish sides probably have it a lot worse, because especially Truro this year.
Yeah. What a run they've been on since being promoted to the Southern League. Yeah.
But the old thing about the Craig
Yeah.
How do you do yours?
So that's why
Well, play has resumed back here at the AO Stadium if you are just tuning in. 22 minutes now played, and Parkway leading by a goal to nil. The goal scorer, Bill, on the ball as he looks to clip a ball over the Gosport back line. It has actually been well brought down on the right-hand side. The attacker turning Charlie Basma and drawing the foul from the defender. So Parkway are going to have a free kick on the right-hand side. And Charlie Basma is going to be the first player to go into the referee's book.
Is he really? Right. Okay. Not that it matters at this stage of the season, but
I was going to say, yeah, we were making predictions before the game. And that's normally one of the first predictions. Tarbot getting carded, but I don't think he'll get one today, being on crutches.
yeah, there's no danger of that today.
Although he was earlier named Manager's Player of the Season. This Parkway have a free kick from the near side. It's hanging in. As Jeremy said, it was drifting towards goal. Well gathered though by Buckledge, who hits it down the other end of the pitch, now being chased down by Casamu. Although Harvey Lamar coming out of his 60-yard area to gather, just in strong Casamu can get onto the end of it. And now Mark Summerhill and Zach Sharp in some discussion inside their own technical box. And they're just pointing towards the midfield area. I wonder what they're saying down there.
Yeah, I think it's just tweaking it, isn't it? Because they know the game's not going as they would wish. We know it doesn't matter, results don't matter now. But in the sense that you want to finish on a high, it does. And give the fans something to smile about going home today, it does. But in terms of league positions, it matters little. So I think they just want to tweak the team so that they can give the fans the sort of the finale that they crave.
Definitely. There has been a big goal in the playoff race for the race for second in the league. Gloucester City have taken the lead against champions Walton and Hersham.
So that bumps them
Kieran
up to
Phillips
second
on
then.
18 minutes, I think it does. And Wimbledon have got a goal back against Bracknell, although the visitors in that game still leading by 2-1. Will Fletcher getting the goal back for Wimbledon Town. That's Plymouth Parkway coming down the left-hand side. Henry Blackledge has done just enough, coming out of no man's land.
Yeah,
and
no,
just
it's,
ensuring the Plymouth Parkway man on the far side
Yeah,
take his shot.
I think that might end up being a goal kick, mightn't it? Because it came off the Parkway player last. No, that still means that Farnham are second. I think they're guaranteed it, actually, looking at that. So they're guaranteed second.
Yeah.
So they will be at home in the semi-final and the final should they reach it. So Gloucester have to settle for third. And so we know that Gloucester and Poole are locked into that semi-final.
Yeah.
The only question is who Farnham are going to be. Or is there going to be a big shift in that?
Well, potentially.
Who knows?
We've got all to come over the next hourish here on Gosport Radio. I think it could be quite an interesting broadcast today. I always enjoy the final day of the season.
Yeah, I'm sure they can do it. They've got a goal difference. All they need is they need to win and hope that Plymouth beat the Camden and then they will sneak in on goal difference. It is that tight. But then the way the division has been this year, James, I'm not surprised. It's been tight the whole way through.
Would you say it's been one of the best Southern leagues in a long time?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we've got all to come next season. We were discussing this before we got into the broadcast, but some big teams potentially to come down. Bath City, Chippenham, potentially Hereford, which could be a huge one. Former League Two side.
And not just that, from coming up from the Isthmian South Central, could be either Colchester or Moneyfield. To give us another local derby. And that means you're in the hunt for the same players as they are, so it just makes your recruitment that bit harder.
Well, I have to say I'm looking forward to it. And to be fair, Plymouth Parkway, very unlucky with the far side. They tried to push a through ball there into what's Barcela. Just couldn't really gather it or control it. Went straight through him. Unfortunately for Gosport, back into Gosport possession. As Blackledge looks to restart it, bowling it out into Stepney. Isham Kasimu dispossessed on the halfway line, but Adam Masso picks up the second ball. Crossing forward, heavy touch from Michael Fernandez, loses possession. Now Parkway coming forward down the right-hand side. Garside on the halfway line. Into Brett. And there's some great football.
Oh, what a change that was.
Through ball has been gathered by Thompson just outside the 18-yard area.
What? That was some defending from Jack Fox.
Ball hung in towards the danger zone. Stepney headed it away, headed back into the danger zone by the 16. Ball still not dealt with. Falls to Garside. Garside wants his shot, and he's done that extremely well. It's Rio Garside, Parkway captain, who swung a left foot at it. Cold past Henry Blackledge. That is a great finish. An emphatic finish. Certainly took that well. And his side, then 2-0 lead going into 28 minutes.
In the 28th minute, score number 10, Rio Garside.
I mean, we have to appreciate good finishes. That was a sublime finish.
That was some goal. That was some goal. Really well taken from the Parkway captain. A really good strike, actually. So even if nothing else, everyone here has seen a class finish there, even if it wasn't a Gosport Borough one. But Gosport, what they don't want is for the season to just fizzle out with another home defeat. You really don't want that. Because, the fans have been there, home and away, and, Asia last week in particular, the showing of support was off the charts. They deserve a big performance really to finish the season. So Gosport really have got some work to do now there to supply that. But 2-0 down with half an hour played, it's not very good. All right, so Fernandez down the left-hand side, Gosport having restarted the game. It's running into trouble though. 2 Plymouth Parkway players there to close it down, but managed to get a little ball in, not the best. It's cut out by Parkway. But here's Osler, Joe Osler then. Little threads the ball through to Kasimu. Kasimu fighting to keep the ball, succeeds. Wooden tries to get the ball back through to Kasimu here. No! Just runs away from him for the. Whenever was that done for the goal kick? Goal kick is what I thought. Just the way the referee hesitated, he sort of almost pointed to the corner. It stayed, no, play on, it didn't go out. Play goes on, and that's a free kick. As a cruel foul there on Fernandez, a little bit cynical, but. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The free kick's gone the other way. So I think maybe Fernandez, the referee, believed made a bit of a meal of it. But either or, as I say, it matters little at this point anyway.
Yeah.
But Plymouth will restart with a throw him. James.
Yeah, well, sometimes you do just have to acknowledge those sort of goals. And from the visitors, that was sublime. the Parkway fans who have travelled today, I think they've already got their money's worth just from the 2
and
goals they see.
there's a fair few of them. There's a fair
Yeah.
few of the visiting supporters here, and absolutely fair play to them because Plymouth, as we all know, if you know your geography, is not exactly round the corner. On a day like today, you probably took you 4 to 5 hours to get here,
Yeah.
at least.
Must have had a good sleep on the bus because they look wide awake. Gospel, I think they needed to sleep as they just haven't awoken this game. Although Hisham Kasmu has stolen the ball inside the penalty area, he wants to get a ball back into Dan Wooden. Dan leaving it for Greenwood. Greenwood goes left into Michael Fernandez, left of the area. Fernandez wants to get past his man on the edge of the area. Still with possession, he goes outside of his man, puts the cross in, and it's been slammed home by Ben Greenwood. We'll have a goal back in this game. A few minutes after conceding down the upper end, we'll have one back. Michael Fernandez from the left-hand side, putting a pass in, and it well fell to Ben Greenwood, who was there to smash it home for Gosport, and instantly Gosport back into this game.
Greenwood on the edge of the area, and that's
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Gosport in the 31st minute. The scorer, number 21, Ben Greenwood.
That's just a case of hitting it hard and going in there. Like, I love those sort of goals, Jeremy.
Yeah, that was a great strike from Ben there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was instinctive at the first time, and what it does is it just gives Gosport a platform to work from. Having gone 2-0 down, they've now got a platform to try and turn this around. Yeah, that's exactly the sort of response you want to that kind of setback. And yeah, Ben has always been an outstanding player this season, and he's one that I really would hope to see come back next year. So the game is underway. Gosport 1, Plymouth 2. So we are starting to see a few goals go in here, aren't we? Here's Osler, Gosport's de facto captain. Because I know Wooden is the on-field captain, but Osler, I suspect, will take over the captaincy should he stay in the season. Gosport just in possession inside their own final third, not really doing much with possession at the moment. The keep ball is the name of the game for them right now. So they're including Blackledge in the build here as they look to move forward. But I say forward, but I think they're playing like crabs at the moment. They're playing sideways. Gosport now going long down that right flank, looking for Casimou. And Hish just turns, holds the ball, trying to engineer something, runs out of road. I think that's going to be a corner, yes. So that might have just taken a nick off. That might have just taken a nick off a loose sock there. So we'll have to see what Gosport can engineer from this.
I've now got our corner.
Everyone watching the ball. Okay, so we've got a corner for Gosport from the right-hand side. Greenwood the taker. He's going to swing this one in. I suspect towards this near post because that's where the yellow shirts are converging. Here it comes. It's hanging high into the air. And Oscar tries to get his head on it, and it's it. It's a bit loose. Oh, it's come out of the mark. And Hisham Casimou has equalised. And there we go. This game is absolutely bonkers.
Wow, that was a good goal. Hisham Kasmu
That's insane, isn't it?
Well, all came from Charlie Basman's header. He did well to get onto the end of it, nodding it onto the crossbar. But Hisham Kasmu did well to get onto the rebound.
Ladies
And
and
a
gentlemen,
proper striker's finish, instinctive,
number
and
19.
blasting it home for Gosport. Jeremy, I think they want me to keep acting because they've got another goal, Gosport.
2-2 now, mate.
2-2.
Yeah, 2-all.
Oh, yeah.
So that's 2-8-9, yeah?
Well, Gosport completely turning this game on its head, Jeremy.
Okay, got it. Cheers, Tom. Wow. Well, that's absolutely bonkers, really. So James hasn't had time to finish the last tweet. So I'll keep you going until such time as he is able to come back. So Plymouth have restarted. Now, this is just bonkers, isn't it? Gosport Borough 2, Plymouth Parkway 2. And Gosport finding the net twice in the space of 90 seconds. So we're all square again, with Plymouth having gone 2-0 up. We're all back on level terms. It can only be an end of season game, couldn't it? Just absolutely bonkers here. But it's great entertainment, and that is what you want to see in an end of season game such as this. And yeah, great finish from Casimou. 2 great finishes from Borough in the space of 90 seconds. So Plymouth now looking for the third.
You go short to.
That was Ryan Brett just playing short there. Plymouth just relaxed in possession here, just inside the Gospel Borough half down the left-hand side, making a little run through. This is Garside. Now Garside has his pass cut short there by Osler. Osler taking a second to think about what he wanted to do there, trying to hook the ball out to Bagnall, but Plymouth intercepts. And now recycle and start once more. Those blue shirts just giving him options here.
A bit of passing between Rio and Kyle.
So Marciella there just sort of trying to distribute the ball around for Parkway. Now here they come forward again through the middle. There's a little bit of a run being made by Thompson, but Gosport cut that out and ended danger before it's even really begun.
And what Parkway need to do here is just make sure they don't capitulate after conceding 2 in quick succession.
Oh no, I think this game's going to be absolutely balmy. I don't think anyone's going to capitulate. I think this isn't the last goal you're going to see. Really,
I really hope not either. It's Bill, 25 yards out, loops in across. Garside wanted to run onto the end of it, but it's been headed away by Gosport, brought down by Michael Fernandez on the near side. Took a heavy touch.
In another game, Dorchester 0, Sholing 2. So Sholing are doing all they can in their bid for the playoffs. But all the while that game at Berkhamsted is goalless, it's all going to be in vain.
Tonight we don't have a little live stream watching the Berkhamsted game because what a game that must be.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the nerves there. This Garside storming forward down the centre. He gets it back into Brett. Now striding forward as well. He goes right into the 18 who loops across in and it finds the head of Thompson. Blackledge is forced to tip it over his own crossbar. The header was dropping. Blackledge didn't want to take any chance there.
That was on its way. That header was just dropping under the bar, and there's no doubt in my mind if Blackledge hadn't tipped that over, that was 3-2 Parkway. So yeah, Parkway, they're not going to stop. Why on earth should they? I mean, yeah, just go hell for leather now.
Yeah.
Both teams should just go for it.
And every fan loves to see that.
Yeah, why not? Just do it.
Well, what's Barcela with an opportunity to cross it in from the right-hand side, which he does. It flies through the box. It's going to drop to 15 on the far side. He puts it back into the mixer. And Dan Wooden, he's forced to turn, header it out for another corner on the same side. Once again, Rio Garside heading... Oh no, it's Rio Garside this time heading over to take it. So I wonder what the thinking is behind the change of corner takers there. Maybe favours the left foot of Garside here, who did put Parkway into the lead. Feels like a long time ago. He drills it in towards the front post, headed away by Ben Greenwood, the player who got Gosport back level on this one. And if you are just tuning in, it is Gosport 2, Plymouth Parkway 2. But Michael Fernandez, he's just been given possession. Now coming forward. Bagnall picks it up. He can't feed it through to Hisham Hassanou.
That was actually unlucky, James. He had the right idea. The pass was instinctive its first time, and it was almost to the feet.
Just a few inches.
But yeah, Parkway broke up the move, which I'd expect them to do. But yeah, that was good football there from Gosport.
Looks really tenacious, the youngster today.
Yeah, well, why not? Like we've discussed earlier in the broadcast, this is his chance to audition for next season, isn't it? You know, he's been in and around the first team in cup matches, etc., etc. But this is a really good sort of showcase for him to put forward his inclusion as a regular in the first team next year.
And there has been another goal in the Southern League. Paul Town lead away to Uxbridge. It's one of the league's top goal scorers, Shaquille Gwengwe for the Dolphins.
Haven't have equalised.
Oh, have equalised.
Yeah.
Big goal there.
Paul's lead is irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. They're not going anywhere. They're stuck in fourth no matter what.
Bit of a dead rubber for them then.
I imagine Joe and Pat will be resting players before their
But I suppose it can get the confidence going into the playoffs.
Yes, but I suspect they've probably rested a few.
For sure. It's Ben Greenwood looking to keep it in on the byline, and Vincey's side of the corner. There does really seem to be a lot of momentum now behind Gosport after coming back from 2-0 down, and now Neville 2-2 in this game. Connor thinks we're going to score from this. And you know what? We are seeing chances going in this game. In all the Southern League games, this game has seen the most goals. The scores currently level 2-2 but Gosport do have a chance to make it 3-2. Michael Fernandez from the corner, right-footed delivery in, flicked back by Stetney.
Off the line.
Yeah, it was cleared off the line there by Parkway, and now they have eventually cleared it. Only as far as midway inside their own half. It's been picked up once again by Ben Greenwood. Greenwood, left-footed pass in. Dan Wooden slips it back into Michael Fernandez. Can Fernandez get past this man? No, he can't get past Ireland. Once again, I like how Gosport, it just seems to be very two-touch football today.
Yeah,
They're not taking too long when they are on the ball.
Yeah, I'm seeing Walton and Hersham have fallen behind in their game, but it doesn't matter. They'll be having the party of all parties up there in South West London today. The National League South awaits for them.
And to be
I get played there on people.
yeah.
Where games.
And if you are just tuning in, 5 minutes left until the break. It is Gosport 2, Plymouth Parkway 2. What a great first half of football this has been so far. What's Barcela down the near side into Ireland, forced into running back, having too many yellow shirts in front of him with Gosport. Ball long. Thompson looking to try and win it. He can't get past Charlie Vasmer. In the end, Vasmer drawing the foul.
Uxbridge have equalised against Paul Town.
That didn't last long enough. The lead.
Apart from showing away at that.
And now Henry Blackledge has a set piece just outside his own area. Quite distinctive pink boots on today. The Luton Loney. And a long distribution finds down Wooden. But in the end, Carlo Garside goes down just outside his own area, the right-hand side. And Parkway will have a free kick. Gives both goalkeepers of notice the chance to get a drink, because you do have to remember the temperatures here at the AI Stadium. Lovely weather for the spectators.
Yeah, it's about 20 degrees pitch side. Yeah, it's lovely and warm. Absolutely.
Well, you can see Ben Greenwood, bright red.
Why are you wearing a coat?
And then again, he has non-stop run. Yeah, it's actually quite nice in the press box, to be fair.
Yeah, it's quite temperate in here, isn't it? It's neither hot nor cold.
No,
Which is okay, it's as you want it. Because in the summer, when it really does get warm, it can get very warm in here as well. So that's when you break out the fans.
And nothing to do in there.
And in the winter, yeah, it's
normally the other breaks.
in the winter we need an extra heater.
It's usually plenty of hot air.
Yeah, normally. Yeah. Blackledge goes long, being chased down by Greenwood on the near side. The ball yo-yoing between the two sides, 25 yards out. Dan Wooden going down, and the referee has awarded Gosport a free kick. 25 yards out, Veal is protesting he's innocent.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit harsh, to be honest. Both players went for the ball. But never mind, Gosport have a situation from which they can profit here, potentially.
Well, looks like it's going to be Fernandez and Greenwood both over this free kick. And then Carlo Garside, the man in the ball for Parkway.
Who's going for it?
I reckon this fancies the left foot of Ben.
Yeah.
Just loop it into the danger zone and get Ostler onto it. You have to remember, Ostler has got 2 in his last 2 games. Can he make that 3 today? Greenwood, left-footed delivery in. Is it too close to the keeper? Ostler did get onto the end of it. Unfortunately, it looked like the ball just a little bit too fast for the centre-back as it ran past the veteran defender's head there.
Yeah, I mean, Ostler was the target there, certainly, but and the delivery was good, but unfortunately, Ostler couldn't convert that into a header on target.
Yeah.
But a good chance for Gosport, and we are expecting the board now. Here it comes.
And there will be 4 minutes added on.
Gentlemen, the referee's indicated a minimum of 4 minutes of added time. 4 minutes.
Say that feels about right. Haven't really had too many stoppages in this game. Hisham Kasamu looking to bring down the ball outside the area. Wants to chop inside. Can he get it to his left foot? Yes, he can. He did extremely well to get on target. Harvey Lamar had to get down low to gather it. Fortunately, the shot just didn't have enough power. It had to be hit fairly tame to get through a crowd of Plymouth Parkway defenders.
Hish had to sort his legs out, didn't he? It was his gangly legs of his all over the place, and he had to sort them out before he could get the shot on target. But there's no doubting since he's arrived at the club, he's been an impactful player certainly, and I think Gospel would have been the poorer without him at this stage. That's you.
Yeah. I was going to say, definitely would be an option. I'm sure they'd be looking at keeping.
Oh, Green would be my top pick.
Oh, yeah, surely. Were you surprised not to see him get a Player of the Season award for what he's done?
Yes, that's a matter of opinion, isn't it? It's subjective. But I think you've got to remember that Ben had quite a lengthy spell out with injury, didn't he?
True. And he joined later on.
And he joined later on. He sort of came in after a month or so of the season, didn't he? Came from Farnborough on loan and then ended up staying. But I think it says a lot when the team he's left, the supporters are bemoaning his loss.
And
as they did.
Above as well.
Yeah, and they're a league above.
Well, if you look at a lot of the signings that have come on later in the season, there's been a lot that have made a real impact. Looking at one in goal, Henry Blackledge, Stepney. You really hope so anyway. You don't want to see too many changes to the side, I don't think, now, because you've got the fundamentals of a good side out there.
Yeah, I think there's some players you want to hold on to. Greenwood, Joe Ostler, with his experience, is invaluable. Dan Wooden, obviously, he wants to keep going potentially for another season because there's records that he would like to break. And he's on Charlie Wasmer, maybe, certainly my top picks would be Wooden, Greenwood, and Ostler. You can build the spine of a side around them. And also, you need to sort the goalkeeping situation out. So we didn't see a lot of Brian Hall before his injury. And he looked quite decent, I thought.
Yeah. I think he has been warming up the last few games, so maybe get him ready to that match fitness again.
And also, you want to look at Rory Williams, who's had a bit of an injury nightmare this year. But he's one you'd want to try and get one more season out of before he retires. It is how they feel.
Well, I suppose they bring a lot, not just on the pitch, but more off of it as well with experience. Especially with a lot of youngsters now starting to be put into the team. I think we'll see more of that next season as well. As Phil comes down the right-hand side, he feeds it forward, drops to Garside on the near side. Has already found the back of the net once this afternoon, and he passes it into his brother Carlo Garside. Quite a good duo, aren't they, the Garsides?
Yeah, influential players. They've sort of been a mainstay of West Country football the last few years. They've had spells at a lot of the clubs in and around the West Country, Truro, Tiverton, for example.
Brett just outside the area, gets it through to Thompson, who keeps it in on the byline, and it's been linked in at the front post. And Parkway restored their lead, and it's Williams who gets Parkway back ahead. Mikey Williams scores Parkway's third of the game.
Williams?
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, he's back in the side today, and he's found the goal.
Stoppage time.
Scorer number
It's a
7.
sucker punch to Gosport in added time. I have to give Parkway once again a lot of credit, tenaciously keeping it in on the byline, and then Mikey Williams did extremely well, I thought, to get onto the end of that and then slotting it in at the front post.
Yeah, well taken goal. Well worked, well taken, and you've got to hand Plymouth a lot of credit for that. They deserve to be back in front. And Gosport, after all the hard work of getting level, have got to do it all over again. I imagine this will be the closing seconds of the first half now, James. There won't be much time for much else. So Plymouth will go in with a really good lead, actually. And you think we've had 48 minutes and we've seen 5 goals. It's all a bit bonkers, really, isn't it?
It is.
And the goals just flashed up on flash scores on football web pages as well. So, but can Gosport get a goal to go into the break-in?
Oh, no.
Can they?
So
So not at the moment because, and that's it, half time.
Well, there is the half-time whistle. So it finishes in the first half. Gosport 2, Plymouth Parkway 3. And what a brilliant first half that is. So we're going to bring the coverage to this first half to an end, but make sure to come back for the second half coverage. As I've got a feeling we're about to see a lot more goals. Our finishes this first half for Gosport 2, Plymouth Parkway 3.
Divisions, as you would expect, and we'll get you up to date with all of those. So settle down, enjoy. And we'll start with the birthdays, I think. That's always a good place to